I'm welcoming back HELENE Taylor, who is the owner of the French Twist Cafe. HELENE was last year's People's Choice Award winner, and she won my heart with her incredible passion, the absolutely bone-crushing work that she has put into her business so far, and most importantly, with her delicious, savory, and sweet crepes. I'd like to welcome to the stage right now HELENE Taylor to share with us some words of wisdom that she has picked up over her journey as being an entrepreneur. Let's welcome her to the stage.
Very nervous to talk tonight, but at least I don't have to compete, so this is good. So I was preparing for this speech, and I really didn't want to talk about the French twist again, because it's not open yet. But so I wanted, so I asked my 8-year-old daughter Margot and say, what would you say about the French twist? And when I was trying to come up with a speech, and she said, well, it's easy, Mom. It's good, awesome, and not built yet. So she's right. We're not open yet, and it's been a while now, but we have had encountered a lot of trouble and difficulty, and I want to talk tonight about what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur. So as you know, you need to have a good product at a good price, and you need to sell it in the right location, and you need to promote your business well. But I think there is also 4 important components that you should that are essential to be successful as an entrepreneur. And this is to be passionate about your business, to prepare it well, and to be patient and perseverant. Your passion will be your motivation that will make your dream come true. And my passion for coffee, cooking, and serving my community is like an engine that makes me go forward. Without it, I would have given up a long time ago. Preparation, you need to do your research, and you need to do your homework, you need to learn about your industry, and you need to prepare a solid business plan. Writing a detailed business and financial plan will help you see things clearly, and it might also help you get a loan. Patience, whatever your timeline is, double it. In my case, triple it. I'm a very optimistic person, but I've learned that I have to be a little bit more realistic, and that was not the case. So it took a long time to get the permits to deal with the health department, ADA, fire marshal, the town of Sykesville, every single step of the way. Now construction. So this is why I'm not open yet. Be patient, be patient. Perseverance. Things never go according to plans. I've learned that too. It's been very, very frustrating at some point, and I wanted to give up, but when I was thinking about what I would do instead, I always came back to the idea of opening a coffee shop. So I'm still here, and it's going to be open very soon, January, hopefully. You have to be flexible, and you have to know your rights, and you have to fight for them. I'm going to give you a quick example. The health department wanted me to put a hood and told me that I would not be able to open my business without a hood. Well, that was not true. It is actually a state regulation, and for the kind of cooking, the crepes that I'm doing, it does not require a hood. So I had to fight for a couple of months about this one, and they finally said, okay, you don't need one. So know your rights. I'm not open yet, but I was able to promote my business at the Sykesville Fall Fest, and it was a great turnout. I cooked 200 crepes that day, and I was able to talk to the people and let them know that I would be open soon. And so even though things take a little bit longer, then you can still do some work and promote your business. Carroll County, like everybody said tonight, Jason, too, it's a great place for entrepreneurs, for you to open your business, and there is a lot of help out there, and it's free, most of it. But you need to be willing to ask for it. John, I think, was the first person I've met with my business plan, and he was with me all along the way to help me go forward. So I want to say thank you to all of those people, and to my husband, who is not here, who is very patient with me. So now that I've talked to you about my 8 P's to open a successful business, all I want to tell you is believe in your dream, and it will come true.
All right, I really do believe HELENE it exhibits all the characteristics you want to see in an entrepreneur, and I know that last year a lot of folks in Carroll County got to know about her business, and I know that many people, I get asked all the time, when's HELENE opening up? And this is all over the county, so I think she's going to have a very, very successful opening once she opens her doors. And with that, I want to do one last thing before we welcome our last two finalists to the stage. Last year, I noticed that obviously we only have 5 folks who get to come up here on stage and get in front of the camera and pitch in front of you all and compete for the $5 grand. There's a lot of other folks who I think display a lot of promise and a lot of potential. And so this past year, I met Mike GIBBLE, who is the president of ZENITH Capital Holdings, our judge this evening, and I pitched him this idea and I said, hey, you're a VC guy. I'd love it if you could look through all of the applications of the folks who weren't selected as finalists and find some diamonds in the rough, find some people who have some potential that may not have altogether come true in their application or come through in their application, but that you see from your perspective as a VC. And so he gladly accepted. And so this year we're pleased to award the Big Idea Award. And again, this award is awarded to an applicant who was not chosen as a finalist but displays incredible potential for having a really, really big winning idea. And so to make those award presentations, I'm welcoming Mike GIBBLE to the stage.
Thank you, and thank you, Jason, for this fantastic event, this fantastic opportunity. Can everybody hear me? I'm horrible with microphones. The Big Idea Award, the diamond in the rough. I needed to go and do some, and I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous now too, all of a sudden. I had to assign my employees and myself to really dig into these businesses, look at their websites. What do these people who did not make the stage tonight, what do they have and what is their potential? What we found was number 1, Dr. Laura, if you could come on up. Sounds like you should already have your own TV show, Dr. Laura.
Let's give her a round of applause.
Are we going to take a picture first? The Optimal Wellness Center. I am kind of a amateur fitness buff, and I love to study health and fitness. And the one thing that I personally always wondered in all these diet and wellness plans, yes, there's genetics. Yes, there are people that will go to the gym. There are people that won't go to the gym. They won't exercise. They won't follow a diet. The one thing that I always wondered about was the metabolism. Everybody's metabolism can be manipulated. And when I opened Dr. Laura's website, I noticed that one of their primary focuses, while they have other focuses, is on the metabolism. The metabolism, in my opinion, and again, this goes back to the big idea, this has the opportunity to change or maybe shift the wellness and diet industry for the good. Maybe another focus or another tinge to the wellness industry, which I think is absolutely outstanding. So congratulations, Dr. Laura. The second, Josh, come on down from the Capstone Construction. Now, I must say, his original pitch and his original website, it comes off as just another construction company, which I told him before this, it's not very sexy. But when talking to him in the meet and greet, I realized that he's coming to the industry from a very different perspective. He's bringing a sales pitch. He's bringing it from the salesman and creating a network of smaller, different general contractors and subcontractors, and all of a sudden it hit me that he is on to something that the industry really does not see very often. He can not only bid on the smaller projects with this network, but he can also bring all these people together and start competing against the bigger guys, and he has that flexibility and scalability to the entire process, and he adds that. Again, bring in the Big Idea Award. I see the potential in it, and I look forward to working with you. On one final note before I sit down, because I have the microphone, I want to tell all the entrepreneurs in the room, not only the ones that are not on stage, the ones that are on stage who don't win, please keep developing your idea, keep going with your business. Next year, resubmit, get up here. Don't let you not being on stage this year stop you. Don't take no for an answer. Keep going. Thank you all.
Yeah, and I didn't clarify. Those folks don't just get a nice little picture frame to hang on their wall. They actually do get a guaranteed meeting with a guy who is sought after by lots of folks to actually workshop their business idea. And so Laura, as well as Josh, will have an opportunity to meet with Mike and workshop that business and help take it to the next level. And so let's just give Laura and Josh one more round of applause. All right, in resuming our program tonight, I am pleased to welcome to the stage John WEETMAN. John is the Director of Small Business Development and I'm sorry, John, your title's so long, I butcher it every time. He is the man at Carroll County Economic Development. That's how I look at him. John was one of our first supporters of the Carroll Biz Challenge, and I'm pleased to bring him up here today to say a few words and welcome our fourth finalist. Let's welcome John.
Thank you, Jason. It really is our pleasure at the Department of Economic Development to sponsor this event. First annual is fun, second annual is better because that means first annual was a success, so congratulations on building on that. If you didn't already have a sense for entrepreneurism in Carroll County before coming here tonight, you will certainly have that sense before you leave. It's interesting to me to note that I stood here in this exact spot about a year ago, similar crowd, similar night, first annual. And at the time, I was talking about something that was new, an initiative of the Carroll County Commissioners, something called the Carroll Business Path. And we spent a lot of the time since explaining what that is. We've got a full fiscal year under our belts now. So with all the wonderful stories we have here today, there's a couple of numbers I'd like to put to entrepreneurism in Carroll County. In the first fiscal year of the Carroll Business Path, the two navigators, Amy Wallace with the Small Business Technology and Development Center and me, met with 318 people. One-on-one business counseling. Some were at the idea stage, some had small businesses they were looking to further develop. But 318 is a big number, good number for the first year. Out of that 318, 30 of those people started businesses. Out of those 30 businesses and the others involved, there were 91 jobs created. Those are all very, very good numbers for first year, and I'll tell you why. We didn't really have a pipeline coming into it. The second year of the Carroll Business Path, we're really poised to exceed those numbers significantly because now we have people that we've been working with for 6 months, 8 months, 14 months, 18 months in some cases that will be opening their businesses in the next year upcoming. So as I said, if you had any doubt about the spirit of entrepreneurship and innovation in Carroll County, put those doubts aside. Now, I will also mention that when you meet with 318 people, you hear some really, really good ideas. I continue to wait for the person that comes into my office and says, hey, I've developed EPA-safe cold fusion in my basement. When I meet that person, I may be investing heavily and moving on, but I'll let you know. But you also hear maybe some really not very good ideas, but it's all over the place. But tonight is about the good ideas, and the next good idea we have for you this evening is Stratosphere Trampoline Park. And it's my pleasure to introduce Brian Zuber, who's seeking to open the first of its kind trampoline park recreational facility right here in Carroll County. So Brian, please come down.
I get the new mic. First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and giving me an opportunity to present my business to you. I am Brian Zuber, the owner, founder of the Stratosphere Trampoline Park. We're going to be located in Eldersburg. What I want to leave here with you tonight are 3 basic principles to get my business concept across. The first one is, what is an indoor trampoline park? Either you know it well or you have no idea. So my goal is to remove any ideas of what you think they might be, what one may look like. I want to also tie into what services that we're going to offer, how we're going to penetrate into the market and across all demographics. I want to approach it from this standpoint. with you tonight. Stratosphere Trampoline Park is a solution. It's a solution to a problem. It's a solution to a question that I bet everybody in the audience tonight either will ask themselves or has been asked either today, tomorrow, or next week. That question is, what do you want to do? My kids ask me this. I ask my kids that. Everybody says, what are we going to do? What are we going to do tonight? What are we going to do tomorrow? What are we going to do this weekend? What are we going to do because it's too hot outside, too cold outside? What are we going to do to alleviate boredom? What are we as parents and grandparents going to do to get our kids and grandkids and ourselves up off the couches, away from the TVs, out in front of the game consoles, coming together, doing something that is fun, it's active, it's healthy, it brings the community together. It stops separating us from, as much as we all like social media, we alluded to Facebook, kind of disconnected. I'm trying to solve the problem of health, activity, and getting everybody together. The solution is also in the concept, everybody here has been to an event. Everybody goes to birthday parties, corporate events, team building exercises, quarterly reports. Any event, the baseball teams, soccer teams have their events and their awards. This is a great destination place to go and have a good time, to meet as a community, to meet with friends, meet with people that you go to school with, businesses. I've already been contacted about some businesses about coming to explore here. So as we move on, I want to show everybody in the audience what very few people have seen so far, and that is what the Stratosphere Trampoline Park will look like. And I want you to kind of go on a mental journey with me here for a second as I walk you through this. This is the layout. So I want you to imagine walking through the front door into a 22,000 square foot building. It's 90 feet wide. It's 240 feet deep, 26 foot high ceilings. As you walk in, you're greeted by very friendly people that will be able to walk you through the registration, the waiver process, answer your questions about any rules that we may have. As you walk in a little bit farther, you're going to notice there's a Wi-Fi lounge where you can sit and relax after you're tired. There will be a state-of-the-art video arcade game area. Moving past that, on the second floor above the mezzanine, above the party rooms, there's the mezzanine. This will give you an opportunity to look out over the entire facility, the dodgeball courts, the open jump area, the foam pits. Now, to give you a better visualization of what I'm talking about here, this is an example of a trampoline park. This is an open area, 10 by 10 squares. Everybody gets their own. You don't have to have any skills. You can jump as much as you want, as little as you want. Another view, you can literally bounce off the walls. Okay? Trampolines are designed so that you can bounce off a wall into another trampoline and keep on going. Foam pits, foam galore. So you get your own dedicated 10-foot by 15-foot trampoline, just to feel what it feels like to fly through the air into a few thousand square foam blocks. It's a nice, soft, comfortable landing. Those with more skills can try front flips. They can try diving, lots of crazy stuff like you'll see here. Let me back up one. So at the top, everybody's just having a good time. From the mezzanine, you can witness all this. Dodgeball, both intramural, pickup games. We're going to do league play. Again, this is about bringing the community together. You could have your own office party, leagues of strangers, leagues with people at your local business or high school. We're going to offer fitness classes. Great thing about trampolines, it's low impact. It's good for the knees, ankles, hips, back. You can get a lot of cardiovascular activity. So I'm getting the flash here. So answer the question. I solved the problem. What are you going to do? You're going to come to the Stratosphere Trampoline Park. Thank you. Take that from me, and I'll keep this.
So what happens when someone cracks their head open?
Well, I would like to think that we would get them some help. So I anticipated the safety questions, right? So some things to consider in the research behind that. Pediatric Journal of Medicine did some analysis of trampoline parks, soccer, baseball. I recently had physical therapy. I had the same conversation with my physical therapist. Statistically speaking, there are far more number of injuries in your common sports, torn ACLs, broken ankles, concussions, than there are in trampoline parks. There's a lot of safety measures that go into the trampoline parks. The ASTM provides very strict guidelines on how these are to be operated, the functioning of the equipment, how often they're tested, the material that is used. There's redundant safety features underneath the trampolines so that if one was to ever tear, for example, there's actually another trampoline underneath of it that actually catches you. So you're not just completely falling through. They're not like your typical backyard trampoline that you're picking up for $400 or $500.
How did you come up with the name?
Oh, man, that's a lot of hours of back and forth. The short answer to that is I did a little bit of online research. My kids helped me out a lot. We threw some ideas around. We wanted the sense of something airbound, something global, something fun, and actually had a market group of the local kids in the neighborhood, and they scratched out some stuff, and we came up with what stuck, and it just run from there.
So it's not a franchise or anything?
It is
like
not,
that.
no.
Okay.
Let's say I'm a typical mother with some teenage kids and got to get them off the thumbs and out the door. So how much will that cost me to send my kids to go and jump around?
Okay, so what we've also done is I have two kids of my own. I've been through rugby, soccer, gymnastics, dance, cheerleading, swimming, the list goes on. So as a parent, I'm sensitive to that as well. The going rate for those types of things are all about the $15 an hour. Some of the other sports that we talk about, then there's uniforms and there's equipment and there's cleats and all the add-ons, right? Coming to our facility, it's a flat rate based on the hour. So we're marketing at $15 an hour and then discounted thereafter. Also plan on running a lot of advertisements and discounts through Facebook, certain hours of times of the day, and then also pre-selling packages. So if you have a large family, you're going to come frequently, buy a package deal, and then you can get a discounted price.
First, I'd like to commend you for trying to solve a need that is here in Carroll County, creating destinations for our families and some entertainment. One question I have is the long-term strategy for the business. How do you keep it fresh? I send my kids there, we go there as a family once, twice, 3 times. It's not changing. Are you going to change the design? Are there going to be new concepts and new ideas brought in years down the line to keep the idea fresh and to keep people coming back? I'm looking for stay appeal.
Sure. Great question. It was also a concern of mine. So, it was a concern of mine because you've had kind of fads out there and they run their lifespan. And do I want to invest my life savings into something, my time, my energy? What is my future? What is the long-term play? And what I would say to that is, yes, we do plan on changing things up. I would not introduce everything at once. And what I mean by that is the dodgeball, for example. I want to, it's kind of a twofold answer. Create a sense of community where you have the leagues and the teams. I know when I go to my gym, the guys have been there for years and they're playing racquetball constantly. They know each other. It's like a sense of belonging. I want to have that sense of family and community with the leagues. At later on date, I would plan on introducing volleyball on trampolines. In terms of the community itself, there's 40 between kindergarten, elementary school and high school. There's 40 schools within Carroll County alone. There's a lot of kids that will come through. And as the great thing with trampolines, young kids are very limited as to what they can do. And as they get older, you develop more skills. You can do more. The sense of the volleyball or the league play changes as they get older. Businesses you can have, like I tried to comment here. the sense of team. You know, you can come year after year after year. I would envision after a period of time that these leagues would turn into an actual competition where we would award prizes and again a sense of belonging, you know, just like we've done here this year. You know, last year was something, awards have been given out, prizes, et cetera, and kind of reward people. And let's be honest, people like to have a sense of belonging. They like the team, they want to be there. Parties is another big one. Birthday parties, I haven't, this is now very public. I'm getting phone calls and from emails that I haven't met these people before asking if they can rent the facility. I've received phone calls from the PTA from an elementary school. They want to have their 5th grade event. Will I rent the facility to them for a period of time? So word is starting to get out there. People love the concept. They love the idea. They want to come. I've run into people where they go weekly. They just love it. I was at one, my mother, she'll be turning 60, ran into somebody from the church, and she's like, I'm here twice a month, every month. It's just this, it's your youth, it's coming back. And
Let me slide in a question here.
Yeah, go ahead.
How many square feet do you need to make this a profitable venture?
Good question. That I want to hear about the numbers.
How many square
feet? So you showed a picture that looked like it was probably 10 to 15,000 square feet.
I'm catching up. So the facility itself is 22,000 square feet.
That's a big monthly nut.
Yes, I did very good negotiation, so I'm comfortable with what that is based on my numbers. There's 11,000 square feet of trampoline space. I have 3 what we call standard party rooms. I've got 1 premier party room and the mezzanine. All of that can be rented out in terms of parties. I think what you're trying to get to, and I'll kind of jump ahead a little bit here in terms of numbers, is I figured that I need approximately 1,200 hours to break even. Anything above that is profitable. That doesn't include, and that's just people walking in, right, to do an hour. And past that, in terms of the parties and the events and the leagues, then becomes profit. I have talked with other owners of these parks. I have met with them, one I'm very good, close friends with. I've run the numbers, very profitable, very easy to do. And in this market, in this community, with the amount of homes and youth organizations that we have, it's looking very good.
I just calculated 1,200 hours times $15, right? Mm-hmm. That's $18,000.
Correct.
So rent on a space like that's going to be 6,000 to 8,000, maybe.
A little more.
More. So your rent is more than half of your income.
That's per week.
Oh, it's per week.
Yes.
You didn't say that. Did you say that? Oh, maybe I missed that. Okay. So it's $18,000.
Yeah, so when I read the numbers and met with a venture capitalist and we did all this and I've secured the money and the funding and all that, very pleased with what those outcomes were and that's how we were able to move forward. I started this process last December.
So from a banking standpoint, you have the loans to get the construction done. You are set up to run.
Correct.
You're ready to start making revenue as soon as the last nail goes in.
Yes.
When is that?
I hope January.
January?
Yes. We were anticipating September, October, hoping for January now. I'm just working through some of the county, state processes.
So do you have to have sorry,
no, go right ahead.
Do you have to have lifeguards, and how do you get out of the foam pit?
Great question. So, great question. I didn't get to it. So throughout the facility, we have what we call safety monitors. They're charged with making sure that the rules are being observed. There's certain do's and don'ts that we don't. We want people to have a good time, but a safe time. So there's safety monitors that are positioned in the foam pits around, and they tell people when to go, kind of like you're not going to have somebody jump while somebody's in there. There's referees that will manage, supervise the games themselves, who's out, who's not, and rotate people throughout. And then in terms of the foam pits, for those that it's easy to just kind of climb out, and if you struggle, there's like a little drop ladder you can throw in and help yourself climb out.
Oh, okay. Rescue them.
Yes.
From a scalability standpoint, are you looking, if this is a success, and assuming it's going to be, are you looking to franchise?
Yes and no. I would like to expand this further, but not necessarily in a franchise capacity. There's a lot that goes into that I'm not sure I'd want to take on, but I'm not opposed to the idea.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Brian. Great job. All right. We have reached our final finalist. That sounds weird. But to welcome them to the stage is Matthew Cohn, owner of Cohn Creative and Carroll Magazine. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Matt Cohn from Carroll Magazine. I'll really handle that portion of it now. And it's a lifestyle magazine. If any of you have not read it, please take down the sign that says no free papers in front of your house. Then you will get the opportunity to read it. But we've been around for a couple of years now, and it seems to be pretty well loved, and it concentrates on Carroll County and other information on other subjects. But at this point, I'd like to invite Steve Lowe and Pinwheel Lester with their idea about an extravagant array of fresh, mouth-watering, individual wrapped muffins. They call themselves Muffin Bomb, because obviously they must be the bomb. But I'd just like to ask one question, actually two questions. Do you know the Muffin Bomb? Do you know the Muffin Bomb? Here we go. Steve Lowe and Pinwheel Lester for Muffin Bomb.
You've just been muffin bombed. Who didn't get a muffin? Sucks to be you. But if you vote for us, I promise I will take care of you. Here's the deal. We've got 6 fabulous flavors. Each muffin is individually marked by that little color-coded ribbon. There went the little decoder deal. We did not throw out any orange pecan because people have nut allergies, and we really want a reaction to our presentation, but not that kind of reaction. All right, Muffin Bomb is the new startup company that is going to bring a whole new kind of way that we appreciate each other, celebrate life's events, and even console each other in those tough times. This is for everybody, family members, employees, friends, business-to-business relations, pretty much anybody who deserves something truly extraordinary. Here's the deal. A few years ago, my wife Sharon had knee surgery, and so she was laid up for a little while, and I was happy to take care of her and our 3 kids, but nobody wanted me cooking. Pinwheel shows up with this enormous array of muffins, and I'm not exaggerating to say that we were blessed to enjoy muffins for days and days and days, and she's going to tell us how this all started for her.
I hope those of you who got a muffin are enjoying it. Muffin bombing is something I've been doing for over 10 years now, though the term muffin bombing is very new. When my son was born, my oldest son, he was a month premature, and he was C-section. And I'd find myself recovering from a C-section up in the middle of the night feeding him, and I was hungry too, but for those of you who've been there, between exhaustion and the sore belly, getting up and going downstairs for a snack just wasn't worth the effort. And so I decided individually wrapped muffins were perfect. They could be left on the nightstand, the coffee table, wherever. And it just made life a little more comfortable when life was a little too crazy. So it became my go-to gift for family and friends when they had a baby, an illness, an injury, or any kind of challenge life through them.
Nicely played. So since we got our first Muffin Bomb, a lot of my friends have gotten them too, and every time I see a package like this in a friend's house, I think this is entirely marketable. I've started a few businesses. In '94, I started a grounds maintenance company. I sold that in '99, held onto the Christmas tree division and ran that for 11 years. Then I moved from Christmas trees to holiday cupcakes, and for several years, my wife and I made these awesome Euphoric Gourmet mini cupcakes. My personal most significant endeavor, though, was starting a new kind of church in Eldersburg, and we're going to celebrate our 10th anniversary this month. So I know something about startups, I know something about irresistible baked goods, and I know something about creating a whole new category of product or service. Pinwheel obviously knows a thing or two about making mouth-watering, irresistible things that you love to eat. So we're going to be a great team here. We have developed 3 different collections for the Muffin Bomb. We've got the Mega Bomb, the Mini Bomb, and the Mortar. The Mega Bomb is 72 muffins. It's basically a dozen of each of our flavors. We think a good price point is around $88. The Mini Bomb is 36 muffins for $55, and the Mortar is 6 muffins for $12. Here's how the profits shake out. It costs us about $21 to produce a Mega Bomb, yielding a profit of about $67. The Mini Bomb yields $45, and then the Mortar about $5.37 or so. We think that we can hit the 8 to 10,000 mark this holiday season. We're looking at 50,000 over the course of the next year, just using the temporary commercial kitchen space. But then in 2015, it's where the big shift is going to have to happen. And we think a storefront is a very possible endeavor in our future. And we'd like to combine forces with the Holiday Cupcake Company and use shared commercial kitchen space with co-owners or other renters to make this thing even more viable. This is going to bring revenue, jobs, and incredibly tasty muffins to everybody in Carroll County. Muffin Bomb, muffinbomb.com. Everybody say boom! There you go.
Well, to start things off, who are your current clients? Anybody big, anybody we know, besides individuals?
We've got a few individuals in the pipeline. There's a company outside of Baltimore that's probably going to order, it's 50 or 60. We're not sure if it's going to be the Mini Bomb or the Mega Bomb, kind of a business-to-business holiday gift kind of a deal.
Explain the Holiday Cupcake Company. How does that work together?
It doesn't right now. In fact, that's technically on hold right now for a variety of reasons, more like just personal family time. My wife was incredibly involved in that, and we can't kind of keep that going right now. But for a few years there, we were baking 4,000 or 5,000 of those little mini gorgeous babies, and we'd love to do that again, but that's just not on the radar right now.
So you don't have a commercial kitchen right now?
I do not have, no. That's actually the big nut for us to really be able to take this thing to where we want it. We've got a pretty good deal with a local bakery to cover what we're doing over the holidays, and then we're going to need to secure something more long-term, but still temporary, kind of using it.
What do you mean a deal with a local bakery? You selling through them, or
they're
making it for you?
You're
borrowing their kitchen. Okay.
So we have a very short-term temporary solution to the commercial kitchen dilemma so that we can get through the holidays and make a lot.
Did you calculate the cost? Sorry.
No,
Did you calculate the cost of the commercial kitchen into your profits?
No, that's just the profits after the cost of goods sold. The commercial, right now, it's a really good deal where it looks like it's a favor for us to kind of help us get this thing going. But obviously, any of those regular operating costs are going to come out of that profit. That's just kind of post-COGS there.
So have you even started looking for any type of storefront?
No. We haven't started looking for a storefront yet.
Okay.
We want to do the mail order delivery shipping thing and get that all figured out. And then that's maybe 18 months down the road.
Have you looked at possibly partnering with, say, Carroll Hospital Center's gift shop? Certain entities like that to not only it would bring continued processes, continued business.
That's a really good idea. I know.
There's
I
a
know
fee
that-
with that, I think.
Split the profits if you win?
What's that? What'd you say?
Can I split the money if you win?
Yeah, sure, if you like to. I got to pay off the people I bribed to come here and vote for me first. But we have thought about some of that stuff with the actual. It's kind of a private agreement we have with the bakery, right? But I think that they may be interested in.
And again, to continue on with that, to add the nugget that I did with a few of the other folks, it's not. I think it's not just Carroll County. There's a lot of basket.coms. There's a lot of the bigger companies out there that you can possibly partner with and be a sub with. If they get an order, you make it, send it out for them.
Good call. Good call.
There's a lot of opportunity there.
So you're shipping these to people? Or have you shipped
we
any?
have not shipped them yet. I'm very close to that, but I believe that that's.
Well, it's a
completely
perishable
possible.
item, so you have
It
any
is.
fillers in there and things that will protect it from going bad?
There are not preservatives in the muffins, but they do tend to last typically a week to 2 weeks depending on humidity and temperature levels. So if you priority ship them or overnight ship them, it shouldn't be a problem. They should, as long as they're baked the day before and shipped right away, they should get there and still be very fresh.
So is that your main focus, is shipping? Or is like hand delivering to people, or just them ordering and coming and getting it from you? How's that going to work?
All of the above.
Well, you got to focus on something.
Well, our focus is muffins and selling a lot of them. So if you would like us to ship them, we'll do that. if you just give me an address and I'll drop them off. Or
83
week, go to
East Main
Carroll
Street.
Hospitals, okay?
83 East Main Street. Okay, write that down.
Yeah. How many mega muffins do you want?
No, I'm afraid to say. 235.
Okay. Done.
Okay.
There's a lot of thought that goes into the muffins, obviously. What about the basket themselves? In our research, and I researched everybody before I showed up, the biggest complaint within the gourmet basket industry is actually the gift within the gift, the basket. Does it become something you use or will decorate your home, or will it be in the next yard sale?
I mean, what do you think of my basket?
I'm a judge. I don't make decisions.
Well, I like my basket. However, I will say that all of the costs of the goods and such are based on what's kind of readily available to us. But I am absolutely certain, I've done quite a bit of research on other options that are even better, nicer, and less expensive as more keepsake kind of things. I think this kind of thing would be the standard presentation, but I mean, we're thinking about wooden boxes and more artsy things and crafty things for, that's more of a real usable keepsake. You could sell this in the yard sale, but this would come in awfully handy, at my house. So,
How many muffins are in that basket?
72.
72 muffins.
That's a megabon.
That's yeah.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
So you're competing with places like edible arrangements and flower shops and things like that. That's the intention,
You all
correct?
sound so tired now that you have these muffins, though, right? I mean, come on.
What?
Those other options feel tired,
got
like
it.
worn out. You right? I mean,
Yeah.
and then you add some lavender.
Yeah.
So that actually brings on another point, like that brought up with the trampoline farm and everything else. What is your long-term goal? What keeps people coming back? Okay, I got a muffin basket. What's next? Is there a next?
Did you have one? I mean, because
Yes, I did have one.
Well, this keeps me coming back each time. We will change up the recipes, and right now we're thinking the number six dozen, or 6 half dozen. It seems to be kind of a good number, but we'll certainly add flavors. She's got a few recipes in development to hit hopefully early next year. I mean, we're kind of set with this for the holidays, but yeah, we're looking at keeping that fresh. Probably we could partner with coffee makers and kind of do a little package. Sky's the limit on that.
Is there a possible investment package? Like I've asked everybody
For
else?
you to invest into this?
Yes.
Of course.
What is it?
Well, we can talk about that afterwards.
Everything's a negotiation. I love it.
Absolutely everything. In fact, if you'd like to buy the company, we could we'll do that right now.
I think it's $5,000.
No, I think it's worth more than that, but that's all we got on the table here, right? Hello. I fixed it. I get 10 extra seconds.
From a small business perspective, I think you guys have a very fantastic product here. It doesn't cost a lot to do what you're doing. There's no major startup costs. You can start small and grow it very incrementally. Unlike some of the other ideas that we've seen, it will take a lot of investment up front. This can grow, which is very positive, and it takes a lot of the pressure off you guys as an entrepreneur. So I commend you for the idea, and I think it's fantastic.
Thanks. Here, you can have another one.
I wanted to. What are
You
some
can
of your?
compliment me too. I'll give you.
Okay, well, let me ask a question first. What are some of your marketing strategies?
Right now, it's up until now pretty much word of mouth and the little event called the Carroll Biz Challenge, and some contacts that I have, corporately. Like I mentioned, the company outside of Baltimore. But we actually believe at this point, for the holidays at least, social networking, Facebook ads, that kind of thing is going to get us to, and of course, an ad in Carroll Magazine. So
have you started the social networking? Any of that yet?
Nothing beyond, hey, we're making awesome muffins, but
okay.
It's pretty easy.
So you don't
thing to
have
pull off.
a website or anything?
We do have the domain secured. The site's not up yet.
Okay.
But next week. I was hoping to give you a different answer right now.
How many dozen can you bake in an evening?
A zillion.
The bakery we're looking at renting, I did the math, and the ovens are capable of putting out just under 3,000 muffins in 20 minutes.
What?
So that bakery is clearly overkill, and I can't scoop the batter into the pans that fast.
Now that's a muffin bomb.
But the facility will more than accommodate us to put it out very quickly.
Wow.
So are you currently the only baker?
Yes,
Okay.
it's just me.
And so you only work at night? That's you.
Well, I work in a bakery in the morning.
In the morning.
Okay. That's all the questions I
Give him
have.
a round of applause. So we're pleased this year to have Vox Pop Communications sponsor the People's Choice Award, and to announce the winner is Mike McMullen, President of the Carroll County Chamber of Commerce. Let's welcome him to the stage.
Thank you. I think you should be up here. Yeah, I think you should definitely be up here. If they take any pictures, though, it's going to be like kind of like a flash off our heads. I'm sorry, we had to blind you there. First off, all of you guys are winners. I think I went around and I talked to everybody here before you gave your pitch. If you're here tonight, you're a winner. You got a dream, you got a passion, and you were trying to sell the audience. And I have a muffin in my pocket. I know somebody was throwing those out. You're trying to sell this illustrious...
That's too much information.
I got it after the vote. It's only a muffin. I'll pay for it.
Look at him, he's so red.
But as wonderful as these guys are, and as important as their vote is, if the people don't like you, they're not going to shop with you. They're not going to buy your muffins, come to your trampoline park, or do any of your stuff. So that's why this is very important. We have asked the audience, and they have spoken. And we do have a winner. So I am proud to present the Vox Pop Communications People's Choice Award to... What do you think, guys?
I think that's awesome.
We've got Stratosphere Trampoline Park. Come on down.
lost my clicker. I feel very naked right now. All right, so congratulations again to Brian. He does get a check for $500, and if we were able to visualize it right now, in his little column, he would have a check mark. He has one of the judge votes. And tonight, the judges deliberated, and their vote was unanimous, which means that their vote, their 4 votes, selected our winner. And before I announce that winner, and we start our fanfare and our pageantry and hear the winner's speech, I want to allow the judges to take a moment to say a few words about their thoughts on the evening and their thoughts about the winner. So I'm going to hand it over to Mike. We'll kick us off.
Well, like I said before, congratulations is needed to every single entrepreneur in this room. No matter if you're a winner or on stage, you all need to continue evolving your ideas, evolving your business, and come back next year if you're not the one going up here tonight. Without revealing it, and after deliberations, the winner, we felt not only benefited will benefit the local community now and possibly from a long time from now. It was a very, very unique idea and will bring benefit to the economy, period.
Gene?
That was very secretive.
Sorry, 1 second. Let's give Mike a round of applause. We'll give each one a round of applause.
Was my tone of voice suspenseful enough?
Yeah, it was. Now, Gene.
Dun, 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 dun. So I just want to tell everybody how excited I am to see all these entrepreneurs. It is just, to me, the most exciting thing in the world. I'm an entrepreneur, and to be able to work at something that you love, you never work a day in your life. And that is a quote from Confucius. I didn't think of that. But anyway, you know, all these presentations were amazing, and these ideas were phenomenal. So we had a really tough time, but 3 of us beat one of them up, and it was really rough out there, you guys. Sorry, I'm glad you didn't get to see it. But we're very excited for this particular winner, and we think it's going to be amazing for years to come here in the community.
That was secretive, too.
Yeah, as an entrepreneur.
Sorry, Terry. Let's give Gene Sherwood a round of applause, please. Now on to Terry.
As an entrepreneur myself, you know, you always look forward, you never look back. To everybody who did their presentation today, the ones that we didn't see, please keep moving forward. We need it for the county. I think that our choice was wonderful because I think it's going to be around for a long time. And I congratulate that person.
All right, let's give Terry Smack a round of applause. And last, and I think he once again earned his stripes as Simon Cowell. What do you have to say, Josh?
I am not Simon Cowell. Oh, thank you. She gets a point.
Can I be J-Lo?
Yeah, talking to my wife up there. I really enjoyed this, and I'm so happy to see so many people to come out for this. And you know, I know what it takes to start a business and put on a presentation in front of over 100 people. It's hard work, and you know, putting together the plan to make it happen. And you know, Voice Vibes, I can't wait to find out what happens with the work that Towson State is doing, or Towson University. It's not Towson State anymore. Silver linings, I think you have a ton of potential. Into that, I think you guys definitely can make it happen. Every single one of these, I am confident, could actually succeed. Stratosphere, trampoline, I would like to do that. I might hurt myself, but I think it would be fun. And the Muffin Bomb, it tasted wonderful. So I think that there's just so much potential, and I just love seeing the entrepreneurial spirit here in Carroll County.
Let's give all of our judges one last round of applause. didn't get to do this last year, but I am very, very excited that I know something that all of you want to know. But our winner is, and I'll just say a word as the guy who has poured a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this event, I will say that I am absolutely honored to be awarding Dawn Pritchard of Silver Linings Lavender Farm. Hello, hello, hello.
It was the lobster, wasn't it? It had to be the lobster. When I started setting out to do this, I felt like there's so many hurdles to jump over, and I've had so many wonderful friends help me. So I want to thank Anna first, because you've been by my side 100% while I'm freaking out. And the journey, you guys out there, you guys have all been super supportive too, so I want to thank you. And the judges, 3 of you, thanks.
Which one is she talking about?
I'm going to stay true to my word, and you guys are going to get your $75 back, because I know how hard it is. Except you got a $500 check. I think you're all right. But I'm coming and jumping. I'm going to jump. I'll be there. I'll be there. So, Jason, you did great putting this together. I think Jason deserves it. I gave out some soaps with my card on the back and with my information, so when I get the store up and running, bring the card or let me know you were here and I'll give you a discount. Thanks, guys.
Hey, one round of applause.
Hey, Jason. Jason.
Yes.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Last year, there was, everybody in the audience had voted a little differently than we had voted, and they wanted to know why we voted what we did. And I think we saw the potential in a destination of the Lavender Farm, and we saw the potential for online products. So it takes time for the Lavender Farm to grow, 2 years, but in that meantime, she can be importing lavender products from all over the world and putting them online to sell. And as that develops, her destination will develop. And when the Lavender Farm is up and blossoming, it could be a wonderful place to go.
Let's give her one more round of applause. Dawn, you can have a seat. Great. I hope you brought your truck for all your lavender, because you're going to need it. That bad boy, I barely fit it in my car. My trunk was open the whole way down Main Street from Cone Creative driving that sucker home. I was too prideful to tell Josh that it probably wouldn't fit in my car, but I made it home.
I asked you if it was going to fit.
I know. Anyway, folks, we're closing out our show tonight, and I'm going to be very, very brief, so I know we've run over time. But I have some really, really big announcements. That with my partnership with the Carroll County Chamber and Hometown Startups, we have some new projects that are kicking off in 2014 that we wanted you all to know about. The first of which is that we are bringing this Carroll Biz Challenge experience to our Carroll County High School students in the CCPS Biz Challenge, which kicks off January 15th. And instead of a cash prize, these students are going to be vying for a scholarship that will help them to reimburse college costs, pay for training and furthering their education, even if that's a certification program, or actually reimbursing business expenses. We're very, very excited about this project. The second one is that we got a lot of entrepreneurial love between the months of August and November, but the rest of the year is pretty much empty for entrepreneurs. And so we are kicking off an entrepreneur meetup group that is part of the Chamber of Commerce. Our first event is February 4th, so if you're an entrepreneur, you know an entrepreneur, this event is there for you to build the relationships that you need to have to be successful. It's incredibly hard to build a business, and it's even harder to do so alone. So we're trying to solve that problem and create a sustainable way to connect entrepreneurs in Carroll County for many years to come. Let's give the Chamber a round of applause for that. By the way, I mean, many of you have seen marketing for this competition, and I don't even know who that guy is in the photos, but let's give Mike a round of applause. He has shed many, many pounds. He's looking great. All right, and our last announcement is that, of course, the Carroll Biz Challenge 2014 will kick off August 15th, and so I hope that if you all are inspired, you know someone who has a great idea, that you would consider participating in next year's event. I promise we'll continue to up the ante and make this bad boy one of the greatest business events that we've ever had in Carroll County. So folks, with that, thank you all for coming. I hope to see you all again next year.